Have you ever felt inexplicably at peace doing something that makes absolutely no logical sense? Or noticed the same opportunity knocking at your door in 3 completely different ways? Here's the truth you need to hear today. You might be divinely prepared for something extraordinary right now and not even realize it. Forget the burning bush. Forget the thunderous voice from heaven. God's most profound confirmations often come disguised as ordinary moments, subtle whispers, and quiet alignments that most people completely overlook. Today, we are revealing the hidden signs that prove you're being uniquely prepared for a purpose beyond your wildest imagination. Let's be honest about something. We've been sold a Hollywood version of God's calling. We expect dramatic moments, a vision in the night, an undeniable supernatural experience, a prophet showing up at our doorstep with a scroll. And when those things don't happen, we assume we're either not called or we've somehow missed it. But here's what nobody tells you. God's preparation is rarely a single thunderclap moment. It's a masterful tapestry, woven thread by thread through your everyday experiences, your quiet nudges, your seeming coincidences, and yes, even your detours and disappointments. The problem isn't that God isn't calling you. The problem is that most people miss their calling, not because they're unprepared, but because they're looking for the wrong signs. They're waiting for the obvious while God is speaking in the subtle. They're expecting the spectacular while God is working in the specific. What we're doing today is different. We're moving beyond surface-level signs and wonders to discover the deeper, personal affirmations that confirm you are indeed being divinely prepared. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll start seeing your entire life differently. Before we dive into the signs, we need to address why so many people miss them. Because right now, there are countless individuals walking around with divine assignments brewing inside them, completely unaware of their own preparation. First, there's the noise problem. Modern life is loud. Your phone buzzes. Your email dings. Your mind races from one task to another. Social media screams for your attention. And somewhere in all that chaos, the still, small voice of God gets drowned out. The subtle confirmations get overlooked. The gentle nudges get dismissed as random thoughts. Then there's the fear factor. Even when people sense their calling, they dismiss it. Why? Because they feel inadequate. Because they're waiting for perfect clarity that never comes. Because stepping into purpose feels too vulnerable, too risky, too exposing. It's safer to stay in the familiar, even if the familiar is unfulfilling. And here's the confession I need you to hear. If you've ever questioned whether that persistent pull you feel is real or just wishful thinking, you're not alone. If you've ever wondered if God could possibly use someone like you, with your past, with your failures, with your limitations, you're in the majority, not the minority. But what if I told you that your doubt doesn't disqualify you? What if your uncertainty is actually part of the preparation itself? Let's find out. The first often missed sign of divine preparation is what I call the uncommon peace paradox. This is when you experience inexplicable peace in situations that should, by all logical standards, feel uncertain or even terrifying. Let me paint a picture. You're considering a major life change. Maybe it's a career shift that makes no financial sense on paper. Maybe it's a calling to serve in a way that requires sacrifice. Maybe it's pursuing something that everyone around you questions. And yet, despite the lack of guaranteed outcomes, despite the risks involved, despite the voices of doubt around you, you feel strangely at peace. This isn't the peace that comes from having everything figured out. This isn't the peace that comes from security or certainty. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. The peace that defies logic. The peace that can only come from divine alignment. Here's how to recognize it. Worldly peace says, this makes sense. I can see how this will work out. Divine peace says, this doesn't make complete sense yet, but it feels absolutely right in my spirit. Worldly peace requires visible proof. Divine peace requires trust. I've seen this countless times. The person who feels called to ministry but takes a pay cut and experiences joy instead of anxiety. The individual who steps into a leadership role they feel unqualified for but finds themselves strangely confident. The entrepreneur who launches a business with no safety net but sleeps soundly at night. Ask yourself this question right now. Where in your life do you feel at peace that defies logical explanation? What direction gives you calm, even though it scares you? That paradox, that's not confusion. That's confirmation. The second sign is the pattern of divine orchestration. This is when recurring themes and opportunities keep appearing in your life, and they're too purposeful to be mere coincidence. God rarely speaks once. He speaks in patterns. He confirms through repetition. He validates through multiple channels. This is what I call divine redundancy. When the same message shows up in your Sunday sermon, then in a conversation with a friend, then in a book you randomly pick up, then in a social media post that seems to appear at just the right moment. Pay attention to what keeps showing up. What topics keep capturing your attention? What needs keep breaking your heart? What opportunities keep presenting themselves, even when you've walked away from them? And here's the beautiful part. Your deepest burdens often align perfectly with God's calling. The things that make you angry about the state of the world, that's not random. The problems you can't stop thinking about, that's not obsession. The people, group, or issue that breaks your heart, that's divine setup. You care about what God is preparing you for. Your compassion isn't accidental. Your concern isn't coincidental. When you find yourself saying, someone should do something about this, and you can't shake that thought, you might be the someone. I remember hearing about a woman who kept encountering homeless individuals everywhere she went. At the gas station, outside her grocery store, in the parking lot of her church. For months, she assumed it was just her city's growing problem. Until one day, during prayer, it hit her. This isn't just something she's noticing. This is something she's being prepared to address. Today, she runs a ministry that's housed hundreds of people. When the same door keeps appearing in different hallways, that's not you being obsessed. That's God being intentional. Pay attention to the pattern. The third sign, and this is where things get really profound, is what I call your unexpected skill stack. This is when seemingly unrelated past experiences or learned skills suddenly converge and become perfectly relevant for a new opportunity. Here's the principle you need to understand. God wastes nothing in your preparation. Absolutely nothing. Every season you've walked through, every skill you've reluctantly learned, every detour you've taken, every hardship you've endured, it's all been part of your divine conditioning. Let me share a story that illustrates this beautifully. There's a pastor I know who spent 15 years in corporate sales before entering ministry. For years, he thought those sales years were wasted time, that he should have been in seminary instead. But when he finally stepped into his calling, something remarkable happened. His ability to connect with people honed through thousands of sales conversations. His understanding of systems and processes learned in the corporate world. His experience with rejection and resilience built through years of hearing no. All of it suddenly made perfect sense. He was uniquely equipped to build a church that reached business professionals in a way traditional pastors could, and the puzzle pieces fit. But they only made sense in retrospect. This is the divine education most people miss. Your failed business? That taught you what not to do and gave you empathy for struggling entrepreneurs. Your season of unemployment? That showed you what it feels like to need help, preparing you to serve others with dignity. Your unexpected detour into a field you never planned for? That gave you a skill set you'll need for what's coming. Here's the mind-blowing truth. When you look back at your life, you might discover that nothing was random. The job you hated taught you patience. The relationship that didn't work out taught you boundaries. The health crisis taught you dependence on God. The financial struggle taught you stewardship. Your detours weren't delays. They were your divine education. And right now, you might be sitting on a stack of skills and experiences that seem unrelated, but God is about to show you how they all fit together for a purpose you haven't even imagined yet. The fourth sign is what I call the gentle nudges system. These come in two forms: internal promptings and external confirmations. Let's start with the internal ones. These are the persistent, recurring thoughts that won't leave you alone. Some people call it a holy itch. I call it the thought that keeps you up at 3 a.m. It's the idea that captures you in quiet moments. The vision that plays in your mind when you're in the shower, when you're driving, when you're supposed to be focusing on something else. Here's how to distinguish between fleeting ideas and divine promptings. Fleeting ideas come and go. Divine promptings persist. They grow gradually louder. They won't leave you alone. You can suppress them for a season, but they resurface. That's not obsession. That's assignment. Now, the external confirmations. These are the effortless doors that open when you take a step toward your calling. Notice I didn't say easy doors. I said effortless doors. There's a difference. Easy means no challenge. Effortless means surprisingly smooth despite the challenge. When you're in divine alignment, you'll notice resources appearing exactly when you need them. Mentors showing up unexpectedly. Opportunities presenting themselves through conversations you didn't plan. Provision arriving through channels you didn't anticipate. It's not magic. It's God confirming your steps. And here's a powerful external confirmation many people overlook. When trusted spiritual mentors or community members start seeing the anointing on your life before you do. When multiple people, independently, speak the same thing over you. When someone says, "I see this in you," and it resonates with that quiet whisper you've been hearing internally. That's not flattery. That's confirmation. External voices validating internal promptings. That's the gentle nudge system at work. Now you might be thinking, okay, I'm seeing some of these signs, but how do I actually discern if this is real? How do I move forward? Great question. Let's get practical. First, engage in intentional prayer. But here's the key. Don't just pray asking for signs. Pray asking for eyes to see what's already there. Pray for spiritual sensitivity. Pray for clarity on what God has already been showing you. Often, we're not lacking signs, we're lacking awareness. Second, start a reflective journal. Go back through your personal history. Look for patterns. Look for recurring themes. Look for moments when you felt most alive, most aligned, most purposeful. Look for the skills you've developed, even through hardship. Write it down. You'll be shocked at what emerges when you actually document your journey. Third, seek wise counsel. Talk to trusted spiritual advisors who know you well. Share what you're sensing. Listen to their perspective. Sometimes they can see clearly what you can't because they're not clouded by your own doubts and fears. But here's the tension you must embrace. You need to balance patient waiting with courageous stepping out. Some people wait too long for perfect clarity that never comes. Others rush ahead without proper confirmation. The sweet spot? Take small, faith-filled steps in the direction you sense, while remaining open to God's redirection. And remember this crucial principle. Divine preparation isn't about perfection. It's not about having every detail figured out. It's not about feeling completely qualified. It's about availability and trusting the process. You don't have to see the full picture to take the next step. You're already being equipped, right now, in this season, even if you can't see it yet. So let me bring this all together for you. God's calling rarely arrives as a booming voice from heaven crashing into your perfectly ordinary Tuesday. It arrives as uncommon peace in uncertain moments, as patterns too purposeful to be coincidence, as skills stacked in ways only divine design could orchestrate, as gentle nudges, both internal and external, that persistently point you in a direction. The question isn't whether you're called. You are. Every single person watching this has a divine assignment, a unique purpose that only they can fulfill. The real question is this: will you recognize the quiet confirmations of your divine preparation? Will you notice the piece that doesn't make logical sense? Will you pay attention to the patterns that keep recurring? Will you connect the dots of your unexpected skill stack? Will you respond to the gentle nudges that won't leave you alone? Here's the empowering truth I want you to walk away with today. You don't need to wait until you feel completely ready. You don't need to wait until you have perfect clarity. You don't need to wait until you feel qualified. You're already being equipped. The preparation is already happening. God is already working. Your job isn't to manufacture the calling. Your job is to recognize it, to step into it, and to trust that the one who called you will complete the work he started in you. You are divinely prepared. You just needed to see the signs. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell me, which of these signs resonates most with your journey? What patterns have you been noticing in your own life? Your story might be the exact confirmation someone else needs to hear today. And listen, if this video opened your eyes to something you've been missing, share it with someone who's questioning their purpose right now. Someone who's been feeling that persistent pull, but doubting whether it's real. Send this to them. It might change everything. Make sure you subscribe, because in our next video, so we can keep walking this road together. Until next time, remember, you are seen, you are called, and you are being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. Don't miss it by looking for the wrong signs.